Okay, this is a video for how to do the sole of the Ballerina Baby Blessing shoe. I'm going to start with a slip stitch, and then I'm going to chain 11. So I'm just going to quickly do those 11 chains. I'm using a size C hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chains. I'm going to single crochet 1 in the second chain from the hook. So that's the first chain. I don't want to go into that one. I'm going to go into the second one. I'm going to turn it sideways, and I'm going to have 2 loops on there, and I'm going to do a single crochet. And then now I am going to single crochet 8 more, so 1 single crochet in each chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now I only have 1 more chain left here, and the next part of my instructions is that I'm going to work 6 half double crochet into this last chain. So I'm going to yarn over first. I'm going to go into my loops. I'm going to pull up, so now I've got 3 loops. I am going to yarn over and pull through all 3. That's my first half of double crochet. I'm going to do 5 more inside this same loop. There's number 2, number 3, and I am working in my tail as I do this. As I come around this corner here, I'm working under the loop and the tail. So that was 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now it's that created a good nice circle to round and make the toe area for this shoe. And on the way back, I'm going to single crochet 9 in all of these little loops that were created on the way up. I'm going to put my hook. It is easier sometimes if you come from the top and slip under. I'm going to single crochet in that loop. I'm going to find my next one. I'm going to go under it, single crochet in there, and I'm just going to single crochet 1 in every little chain loop back down here. And I am following the instructions for the newborn size. I don't remember if I said that or not. Okay, that's 8, and that's 9. So I'm back down to the heel end of the sole. Looking at this, you can tell what is the toe because it's got the circular side and the heel. So the toe has the bigger round part. At the very end of here, there is a little loop right here that you're going to go under and work 2 single crochets. So I'm not going into a stitch yet. This is just a little loop that's left on the end from the first chain. I'm going to work 2 single crochet in that. That helps me round the heel here and be ready to work up this side again, back up to the toe box. So now I am going to single crochet 9. So that's work 1 single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, now I'm back up to that toe box where it started to flare. And my next instructions are to work 2 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So my stitch right here, I'm going to do 2 single crochet. So 1, 2 in that stitch, 2 in the next. So I've done 2 increases now. Anytime you put 2 stitches in one stitch, it's an increase. Here's my 3rd increase. Here's my 4th. My 5th. And my 6th. And that has just helped flare that toe box even more where their little toes are going to go. And then you're going to single crochet 9 back down to your heels. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 9 stitches. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. All right, and then we've got our 2 single crochets here at the end that we worked into that loop. I'm going to slip stitch into the first one right here, and that just joins me up, so I've got a good even sole going. And now we're going to move on to round 3. We're going to work 2 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So this is our first increase where we're going to work 2 single crochets, okay? So we're going to do 1 and 2, 1 increase, starting our 2nd increase, got our 2 stitches in there, and our 3rd increase right here, get our 2 stitches in there, 1 and 2, okay? Our next instruction is that we are going to single crochet 10. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, our next instruction is to work 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So I'm just going to work an increase right here. That just helps me turn the corner a little better so it doesn't start curling up here in the toe. So I increased there as I make this curve, and now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to work 2 single crochets in this stitch, and that keeps it symmetrical coming around the toe here. And then I am going to single crochet 10. So 1 single crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that leaves us with 3 stitches left to end this round. And our last instruction is to work 2 single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So we're going to work 1, 2 stitches in this one. This will be our second increase. 2 stitches in this one. And in the last stitch here, I'm going to work our 2 in our 2 stitches. Okay, now we are going to join with a slip stitch to our first single crochet right here. So we're going to go under, grab our yarn. All right, for our next round, we are just going to do single crochets all around, but we're going to start with 2 single crochet in this first stitch. So 2 single crochet in then this one, and then 1 single crochet in every stitch around. So we're just going to go all the way around the sole here, and I'm going to do it pretty quick. And then at the end of this, I'm going to show you a skill that's pretty awesome. It's called an invisible join, and I love it because it doesn't leave any visible knots anywhere. You can't tell where you ended. You're going to create your own stitch using a needle. Let me get all the way around the sole here. Okay, I'm almost to the end. Just a few more stitches here. Okay, I'm almost to where I am going to tie off this yarn. I've got 1 and my last stitch in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a little bit longer loop here, and I'm going to end up cutting my working yarn here I've been using. And I'm not going to do this stitch. Let me see if I can get a red pen here and mark it better. I am not going to join to this stitch because it's not right at the same level as everything else. That's your first single crochet. I'm going to join to my second single crochet right here because it is at the perfect level. And so I'm going to cut right now my working yarn, and then I am going to pull this tail out the top of the stitch. Okay, see that? So now it's coming out the top of the stitch. My stitch is still good and secure, but it's coming out the top, and I'm going to grab my yarn needle. I'm going to thread this tail onto my yarn needle. Okay, now looking at this, I am going to come under the 2 loops of that the second single crochet from my current stitch right here. I'm going to pull it through, and then I am going to bring this back, and I'm coming down in the middle of that single crochet. So this one right here. Let's see if I can get that better. There we go. Let me get it in focus. I'm sorry. Let's see. Right there. I'm coming down the middle of this stitch with my needle. And what I'm doing is I'm creating an identical stitch to everything else, so you won't be able to see where I ended. Right there is my new stitch. And then I'm going to come to the back. I'm going to thread under, I do about 3 or 4 stitches. I'll do 3. I'm going to bring my needle through, and then I swing back. I come about 1 more stitch this way and go under with my needle and come back, and that creates a good loop to lock that down. See if you can see that. I came 1 stitch more to the left, and I come back the way I just came, and that locks in my tail, and I'm going to cut that off, and I'll show you that again working in this other tail. I'm going to just thread this tail onto my needle. Okay, I'm going to thread it through some stitches here. I went through about 3. Okay, and then I'm going to come about 1 more to the left. I'm going to swing my needle back this way. Sorry. There we go. Locking in that tail, and I'm going to cut that one off too. Okay, now I am going to show you the next step is to slip stitch around this sole. So there's the completed sole. This is what the back looks like. This is what the front looks like. You've got your ridges on the front on your right side. This is your back side. I'm going to use a different color of thread so that you can see this better, what I'm doing with the slip stitch. You can join your yarn in any of these stitches. It doesn't matter which one you do for this. Okay, so I'm going to work into these single crochets. So I'm going to have the wrong side facing me, okay? I'm going to stick my yarn, my hook, in one of those slip stitches. I'm going to pull up a loop with my yarn right here. And then I am going to slip stitch, 1 slip stitch in every single stitch around here. So I'm going to go into my next single crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch. Okay, so let me show you this from the side. So on top, you have little V's coming, and you're going to work underneath these to build up to make the top of your shoe. On the back side, it's quite fun. It looks like you've gone and you've done perfectly even little stitches all along the bottom of the shoe. So you're going to have those, and then you've got your single crochets from the previous round as your little border. So let me go around and finish slip stitching this, and then I'll show you how to do that invisible join again, but do it with a slip stitch instead of the single crochet. So let Let me go around here. Okay, I'm almost back to where I started. Okay. All right, now I'm not going to go back into the same hole that I joined the yarn in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up a loop there again. I'm going to cut my working yarn. Okay, I'm going to pull this out. So now you can see I've got a slip stitch here, and it's pretty secure, and I'm going to create a new stitch right here in the middle between those two. So, get my needle again. I'm going to thread it on there, okay? Now as you look at it, I'm going to put my needle under the two loops there on my slip stitch. On that beginning one right there. See my needle going under there? I'm going to tighten that down. I'm going to bring this needle back now, and I'm going to put it right down in the middle of that stitch, and you're going to end up having 3 different loops on your hook here. You're going to have the red one here, and then the 2 loops from the single crochet, and you're going to come down in the middle. See how cool that is? Now you can't tell where you ended. No one will ever know. Then you come to the back, and you can tie a knot here, but since I'm going to have a different color here, I'm going to come back up here to make it a good even ending here so that it looks good there too. So I do that, and then I would thread this other tail on. Kind of a long tail. I'm just going to shorten that a little. Thread my needle, and then I'm going to come back up here, and then I would just, as I crochet the body of the shoe, I would just work these in as I'm working underneath here. So now as you do the body of the shoe, what you're going to be doing is you're going to come here, you're going to have the toe part up here. You've got your toe as your more flared part, right? And you've got your heel down here. You're going to get to the center here, and you're going to count 4 stitches to the right of center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to put your hook underneath that slip stitch, and then you're going to grab your yarn. You're going to pull up a loop. Okay. Here's your tail from what you just joined. And I'm going to work that in. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to single crochet underneath that slip stitch. So do you see how your hook is going underneath the slip stitch? grabbing your yarn and making a single crochet. I'll show you that a few more times, and then I'm going to end this video. So underneath the slip stitch, and I'm just working my tail in here as I go around. And that's what you're going to look like. It's going to start building up to do all the next rows on your shoe. There we go. And it'll look like that as you go around and around and around. And that's going to end the video for now. Thank you for watching.